evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful evening with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. I am very, very uh, happy to be here. Today is a very special day for me because 3 days ago, on the 14th, marked exactly 2 years that Live with Lloyd came on this platform. And as a result, I want to dedicate today's show to Jackie Barrios. Now, you might be wondering, who is Jackie Barrios? Well, I will tell you in a moment. But first, before I start, let me let you know that this edition of Live with Lloyd is brought to you by the Sisters of the Traveling Spread. There is not much time left, folks. Seriously, it's going to be fun. The format and the itinerary is going to be absolutely amazing. You're going to be under the roof with five people of note: Nina Diamond, Aquarius Maximus, Jazz Aphrodite, King Simon, and myself. Is going to be in New Orleans on August 17th, 18th, and 19th. So please go to stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com, and make sure you lock yours in. All righty. Before I start, because it's about celebrating the anniversary, second anniversary of Live with Lloyd, let me just give you the forecast, so to speak. Okay. Well, please like, share, and subscribe, which I forget oftentimes. But today is Monday, the 17th of July, 2023. The sun is in Cancer. The moon is in Leo, but at 12:39 tomorrow morning, it goes in Cancer. The moon is in Cancer because, today is a full moon day, I do believe. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Today is a new moon day. Anytime the sun and the moon are in the same sign at the same time, it's a new moon. But tomorrow at 12:39 in the morning, it goes into the fixed sign of Leo. All right. But it is a 5 universal month, an 8 universal week, a 4 universal day. And if you happen to be in Aquarius or Leo or Gemini or Capricorn or Libra, or born on the 4th to 8th, the 13th to 17th, 22nd, 26th, and 31st of the month, well, this is your month, okay, and your time. So anyway, as I said, I want to say hi. This is a very special day for me because it represents something that never in my wildest imagination that I would be here, which shows you never say never. You never, never know. But anyway, because of a casual friend of mine from the radio business, I was reintroduced, although I did not know I had met this person years before at an event that was actually given at his house. And so what happens is it happened to be a lady named Jackie Barrios, which also goes to show you the beauty of my parents is the way they raised me. And they says you never, never know who you're going to meet and how they're going to come into your life later on, which is why I try to treat everybody with respect, okay, which is sometimes difficult in this crazy world. But lo and behold, things came full circle. And it happened to be Jackie Barrios. Jackie Barrios and her colleague, Jazz Santilla, were introduced to me. And they were the ones that were for the purpose of kind of like giving me a fresh face. I had not looked at my Lloyd-Strayhorn.com website in a while. She actually came to New York, did a photo shoot. I always like color lavender, which is the theme, as you see. Most of the themes I do is in lavender. And she began to explain certain things to me that I didn't understand. When you don't know, you hear the words, but like, yeah, and so that's where I was. So at any rate, then I had an opportunity to visit her in Philly. And while I was in Philly, you know what? I had the picture that I was going to put that showed when I was actually there at her table, sitting down when she had said, well, Lloyd, because all of it was about promoting. Because don't forget, this team, Jackie Barrios and her colleague, Jasmine Santilla, actually worked for Harley Davidson Motor Company, and they were doing their campaign. So I'm thinking if they're doing their campaign and Harley Davidson is making a pretty penny, that I'm very blessed to have them bring me under their wing. And boy, did they do it. And let me tell you, what happened is when I was in Philadelphia, Jackie set me at the table and she just, I was very shy. I did not want to do this, um, to be on these media platforms and whatnot. But she got me started. And lo and behold, to my pleasant surprise, 2 years later, I now really, really enjoy doing this. When I was there, it was in December of 2020, and I made a projection that I would be ready to do it on June the 14th of 2021. And sure enough, I stayed right to the letter. I thought the segment would only be about 15 minutes because, listen, when it comes to the camera, behind the mic, I'm real good. I'm very comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But in front of a camera, well, sometimes I get a little bashful, believe it or not, although that has worn off at this time. And so, believe it or not, as a result of it, this turned out to be an interesting thing. So, what I want to do is fast forward. I now have over 13,800 subscribers, thanks to you. And I now have 216 videos. Had somebody said, Lloyd, you made 216 shows, I'd have said, yeah, right. I think as a result, this is the 217th show, or 216, 217. It makes no difference. But nonetheless, believe it or not, this has been a fast 2 years. So what I want to do is I want to show you the beautiful lady. Here she is, Jackie Barrios. And she is a Sagittarius 2 lady. And with her gentle nudging, she convinced me to do this. I made a commitment that I would, and that was one of the best commitments I made. And her colleague, Jazz Santilla, between them, they're the ones that designed my website, LLoyd-Strayhorn.com. So when you see it, you see the color theme is lavender, which is again one of my favorite colors. And so once I did that, then the thing was, okay, what platform do I get on? Because, okay, so I made the commitment. I'll do it reluctantly, but I'll do it. And then come along my buddy, King Simon. And King Simon was the one that says, Lloyd, why don't you use the platform I'm presently using, which is StreamYard? Uh, I was familiar with Zoom. That seemed a little complicated, but StreamYard to me was more simple. And it was thanks to King Simon. He kind of walked me through it. He told me what to do. He is one of the few people I've met, brothers anyway, that has been selfless in assisting me in getting to this point. And for him, I owe a great debt of gratitude because I wouldn't have been on this platform had it not been for him, because I didn't know anything, much less the name of this platform. Then once I got into it about the first year, I says, whatever generic music it was, I got to get a whole different theme. So the music that you hear was developed by Nikki Monty. In fact, she's been a guest on my show on a couple of occasions. She is the one with the gong, the family of gongs. She talked about the vibration of gongs and other things like that. But she is the one, thanks to her, she sent me 3 themes. But the one that you hear on my intro and outro was the one that I chose. But it was she. So when you look at it, and I mean, there are other people along the way too. But Jackie Barrios, I would say it's all your fault, but in a nice way. God bless you. Thank you so much, because she brought out something that I would have never imagined, and her assistant. And again, God bless my buddy, King Simon, and Nikki Monty that gave the musical theme. So now that I'm 2 years in, with 216 videos and 13,000 subscribers. And let me tell you, I really, really appreciate you. But let me tell you, I mean, it's nice to kind of like, Lloyd, you have a great show. But no, I stayed up late last night to assemble the number of guests that I've had on, and this is the first section here. This will give you an idea of the number of guests that has made the show what it is. Now, I did it in alphabetical order, of course. By the time I finished, I realized that I didn't get this person, that person, but there wasn't too many. But basically, in the numerical alphabetical order, these are the many people that grace this show to make it what it is. So when they say, Lloyd, you have a great show, I'd like to say, I think the wide range of guests that I had on that brought their skills, their expertise, their experiences to this are the ones that really made the show a success that what it is. So this is the first. So let me let you take a look at this one more time. I'll give you, because some of these you may have acknowledged, some of these, in fact, I'd like to get your opinions. Which ones would you like to have back on again? From 19 keys to the numerology panel, going from the top right to the bottom, to the top left to the bottom right. And these were the people that I had on. So if they resonated with you in any way or you responded to them, please let me know. Also, this is the second group. Okay. And again, I left out some, but I had no idea how many people that have graced this show to make it become what it has become. And I thank every single one of them from the bottom of my heart. They all came selflessly. They helped me. So yes, so okay, so you might want to give me the credit, but I'd be less than honest if you didn't take a look at all of the people that I've had on. Uh, Amira Hassan was one that I left out, bless her soul. There's one or two, but trying to alphabetize and figure it all out and stuff like that, I think it did pretty good at the last minute to say, let me give credit where credit is due, as my parents taught me. And so these are the ones, these very guests that I've had on that made the show the success that it is at this point. Again, if you see any of these people on here that you were moved or motivated by, to learn, to care, to share, and you'd like to see them back again, please drop me a note. Okay, this is very important. So I want to thank them, all of these guests, very much. I would name them all, but that would take up some time. So, with that being said, this is about you. So, for those of you who are signing in, and I want to thank my Jazz Aphrodite. And by the way, I want to say this too. Today, this class is on sale. If you notice, look closely at it, okay? Because you'll see that each of these courses are either bestsellers or highest rated. I call it the Learn from Lloyd series. Today is a one-day sale only. Last week, these were $11 and $10, okay? So this is why I tell you, you can't be fooling around, man. You got to jump onto this. And so as a result, the first one is Learn from Lloyd, How to Read a Person Like a Book. That has been a bestseller ever since it was launched in February of 2020. Then Learn from Lloyd, The Next Step in Numerology. The title came to me while I was about to go to sleep one night, and that is a bestseller. And the last one, that Jackie Levine, the moderator of the show, she and I coordinated about the do's and don'ts, and to our credit is listed as the highest rated. And if you notice, Learn How to Read a Person Like a Book is 4.7 stars. Learn from Lloyd, The Next Step in Numerology is 4.5, but Learn from Lloyd, The Do's and Don'ts of Numerology is 5 points. We knocked it out the ballpark. So please, I'm telling you, so they don't, now you can wait. If you wait till tomorrow, it's a 24-hour sale. This is a flash sale. You either get it today or you don't get it. Not at these prices anyway. But last week was even cheaper. So what I'm saying is, to get this wealth of knowledge that I have gained over the years that I have, it is an honor to share this with you. It is designed to go at your own pace. And so this is very important. And I got to thank Jazz Aphrodite or Jackie Levine, who actually laid this out. She is the one that actually did the online course. I mean, I've been so blessed with so many wonderful people to help me get this far. So if you're just looking at Lloyd Strayhorn, you missed the boat because there's a whole lot of factors behind this image that you see on the screen that made it all possible. And so as a result, I began to appreciate the producers and the people behind the scenes that you don't see, but whoever's up front, they showcase them very well. And that's exactly what every single one of them have done for me. So God bless Jazz, Santilla, and Jackie Barrios, and my man King Simon, and Nikki Monty, and Jackie Levine, and there's several more, but they will be revealed over in time too. So anyway, I'm going to open up the room for comments. And by the way, I'm going to ask for something. Now, I rarely ask you for anything other than to please support the people that spend on my show with the Cash App. I'm not dealing with the Cash App, but I need something else that will help, I think, because there's some things I don't understand, but I'll explain that later. But anyway, let me bring my attention to the show. You know what's interesting? By the way, when I first started with this, I says, well, the show will be about 15 minutes. Now I'm averaging easy going over an hour. I mean, I'm really enjoying this. Okay. So we're going to do Juana, who is born on January the 21st of 2003, which means she turned 20 years old. And she happens to be in a two personal year. So it tells me every time her age is, it will be her personal year. So since she's now 20, she's in a two personal year. When she turns 21, she'll be in a three personal year. So that way she can always use that as a trigger. If you want to know what personal year am I in? Girl, what's your age? If you're 24, you're in a six personal year. If you're 28, you're in a one personal year because 2 plus 8 is 10 and 1 plus 0 is 1. But you are an Aquarius, and since it's the age of Aquarius and the age of woman, this is a very, very good year for you. Now, what's interesting, the cycle you're in is a cycle where you're in a holding pattern. Two is one of those, like the planting, I call it the planting phase. Phase one, when you're in the one personal year, you plant the seeds. And the phase two, this is when you water it. You got to be patient. Everything is happening, but it's beneath the surface. So that's kind of what you're in. So you just have to be patient. You may have thought about changing your diet, other things like that that relates to health concerns. But in September, October, things are going to open up for you very, very well. That will carry you into your 21st birthday, into your three personal year, which is a prosperity cycle, the cycle of abundance and fruitfulness and monies and good luck and all those other things that everybody be looking for every now and then. So it's going to be good. And by the way, you won't look your age for a long time. So I know you're going to be 21. That don't mean squat. You're going to be showing your ID for a long, long time. I guarantee you. But your lucky numbers are the 3, 4, and 1. And Thursdays and Sundays and Tuesdays are your best days. Oh, and by the way, I need to thank some other people too, especially Steve and Carol Williams in Chicago, Illinois, and also my man, Brother Westbrook. Now, Brother Westbrook, he's the one that kind of go behind me and do the math. He reminds me somewhat of Jackie Levine. Jackie don't play. Jackie, she's a two. She's very detailed. Okay, and she does her job very well. And she's caught a couple of errors that has made my app, because she's been a part of the development too, of making the app what it is based upon her expertise. So again, I've been so blessed with so many people that have had input. So when they look at this, don't look at me. You got to look at the people behind this that made all of this possible. All righty. So this is it here. Let's say, okay, so this is from Sherry Turner. She says it's been a while since she's been on here doing a reading. Her date of birth is 6/2. So she is in a 6 personal year this year. And what I did was I took the month and day you're born, and instead of adding the year you're born, which is 82, I added the year I want to know about, which is presently now. Now, here's how you can tell your personal year. This is a 7 universal year, but for you, it's a 6 personal year. So next year, 2024, when we go into an 8 universal year, for you, you'll be in a 7 personal year. So in this case, whatever the year is, all you got to do is just deduct one cycle year. So this year is about home and family and health and hygiene and things like that, matters of love and relationships and things of that nature. So it would be pretty good. Actually, since you gave your, I think you gave your card to a spades, you need to be at that event out at the retreat on the weekend of August the 17th, 18th, and 19th. For the Sisters of the Traveling Spread, just go to stshealing.com, stshealing.com, and make your presence known and sign on, meet us there. But anyway, this year is about falling in love, falling out of love, going back to school, losing weight. Almost always, I notice with women going in a 6th cycle, almost always you change your hair. So I'm willing to bet you, Sherry Turner, that the hair you're wearing now, or at least, I mean, I know it's your hair, I've said it wrong, but you know what I'm saying. But the style of hair you're wearing is probably not the style you had a year ago. But if you decided to lengthen it, streak it, cut it, redesign it, that would make sense. And your key numbers, by the way, are the 2, 7, and 5. And your best days are always on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those are your lucky days. All righty. So let me go to the back in a second. I always got to thank this young lady supports me every week without fail. Of course, she's my daughter. She's my second daughter. She's fantastic. She has saved the day on many occasions. So I want to give her props while she's here. Anyway, this is Monica Savage. She is born 3/11. All righty. So now that means, young lady, you are at a 3 personal year. So since 3 is one of your numbers, okay, that means this is a good year for you to expand, to grow, to improve. Because 3 also represents self-improvement. It also means expanding your network base into your contacts, right? And it also, since you're in a 3 cycle year, 3 rules Jupiter, which has dominion over foreigners, foreign countries, foreign languages. So it is nice to know who you are ethnically, but actually the whole world belongs to you this year. So you never know who might help and come and save you at those moments when you need to. But at the same time, again, this is your year to have fun. This is your year to work on a new and improved you, which started back in March of your birthday, because I know you did something with your weight, your hair, your schooling, things like that. Did a lot of soul searching in April. But at the same time, this says have fun, take advantage of all opportunities. And with you being in the good luck cycle, you have a better than average chance of taking chances and getting what you want. But your key numbers are the 2, 7, and 3. And Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays are your best days. Okay. And you're 39 years old, which is good. And you're in a 3 personal year. So this is good. You know what this helps me help you say? That anytime you want to know what personal year you're in, like our first person that we read, that whatever you age you turn, that is your age. So when you turn 40 next year, you will be in a 4 personal year. When you turn 41, you'll be in a 5 personal year. Now that's the shortcut way. But the technical way is taking the month, the day you were born, and adding it to the year you want to know about. This is how you can project way in the future. This is how you can analyze things in the past, like when you graduated from school or married or had your first child or got that first car. Those things in the past are reflected. What cycle were you going through at that time? Because they're never ending cycles. It just starts all over and over and over again. And that's what makes, if you want to see how cycles work in real terms, I suggest you pick up the book, Look Knocking from the Inside. Jackie Levine wrote a 9-year description of every phase she went through, all the things that were going on. And I mean, it should be turned into a movie or TV show or something like that. But anyway, I'm just saying. So that's you. So now you know how to figure out your personal year. Whatever your age is, that is your number 2. Okay. And I want to also say, whoops, Thank you to Jazz Santilla. Where am I? Okay. And this is Jazz Santilla again. She is one of the people, in addition to Jackie Levine, that did this. And they also did some of the newsletter that you see. They designed that. Also, I've got the newest thing I'm going to show you about. I'm going to just show you in advance what it is, so you can see it. This is what they came up with. Okay, can you see me? That's before I even thought about having a show. And so I thank Steve Williams. Now, the last time I got off accidentally, people couldn't hear me. So if you can't hear me, let me know or drop me a thing on my phone so I don't do it again. I'm trying not to make mistakes, but sometimes mistakes happen. Anyway, but to Stephen Williams and his beautiful wife, Carol, and they both water signs. Both of them are water signs, believe it or not. And so I thank them very, very much. Okay. All righty. Okay, you can hear me. Thanks so much. We can hear. Okay, they can hear me now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, this is Tiffany Stevenson. She's born on the 28th of August, which makes her a Virgo. So she is a earth sign with a fire number. Now, that might sound contradictory. Let me explain. She has the best of both worlds. She is an element where her zodiac sign says very pragmatic, very grounded, like to keep it real, but at the same time it's modified. See, this is what got me into numerology. Well, why shouldn't an earth sign not be with this sign or that sign? Because they're exceptions to the rule. So it's the date of birth that modifies it. So if she was on the 26th, she would have been an earth sign with an earth number, which gives a whole different flavor, a whole different feel to how she would operate. But in this case, she is in a fire number. So that means she brings to the table, in addition to her practicality, a lot of passion, a lot of determination, a lot of get up and go, a lot of proactive approach to how she does things. And since she is a number one, we all know, if you've been on looking at this show long enough, that number ones don't take stuff from nobody. Okay. That's their energy. And people always have um, with number ones, they always like to take the lead. They own their own businesses, they're entrepreneurs and everything like that. Okay, let's see. Okay. Somebody says they'd like to see Jazz again on the show. Well, that's going to happen. Don't you even worry about that. Okay. She has a style that's just fantastic. If it sounds like I'm partial to the woman, guess what? Y'all are right. Okay. I ain't trying to hide nothing up in here. The sister is very dynamic, what she's done for me. And in fact, since let me go one step further. That online course that we did together, Learn from Lloyd, the do's and don'ts of numerology, she posted all of those courses on Udemy. As a result of her professionalism and the way she put it together, I now have over 6,000 students in over 90 countries, translated into 30 languages. So if I'm feeling Jackie Levine, you better believe it, okay? You would too, all right? But what I'm saying is you have to pay, which I was blessed to be in a position to pay her her worth. No nickel and diamond, no let me, give me, can you spare, is it free? You don't insult Tauruses like that anyway, if you understand the zodiac signs. You definitely not the way to do that. And so it was an honor to do this, to pay her her worth. So what I'm saying to all of you, there's no way you can advance yourself and don't invest in yourself. You cannot have a let me, give me, can you spare, is it free, and expect to get to the next base. It's not going to happen. It's just not. So if you feel you're worth it, invest in yourself. Okay? Take a chance. You can't have it both ways. You want something and you don't want to give up nothing. There's a law of reciprocity, as it's called. You get what you give. And if you give nothing, I don't see how you expect to get something. So these are all little things I've learned, bless my parents, bless life's experiences. And in this case, thanks very much. And she will be back, believe me. All of them will be back. I've had them on several times, most of them, some of them once or twice. Uh, Now, this is my buddy, Uchenna. Now, let me tell you about this buddy. It was because of Uchenna that said, Lloyd, you need to have an app. This brother changed my life. I visited him in Trinidad. He has a health juice product that's out of this world called U Juice. When it comes to the state, it's going to sweep every juice out here. Trust me. No sugar, no nut. I don't know how he does it. His beautiful wife, Jan, a Leo 2 person, was the one that came up with the concept. He took it to the next level, but he was the one that motivated me to look at the way I've been doing things differently. He was the one that also motivated me to, Lloyd, why don't you do an app? I ain't think of that. What are you talking about? You know, Jackie want me to do this show and he want me to do that. But thank goodness I had the presence of mind to pay attention to people who cared about what I do. And as a result, you see the results. So it's not just Lloyd Strayhorn. Yes, I'm kind of like the front piece, so to speak. But it's persons like Uchenna. And by the way, I had him as a guest on my show in the past too. And we had some mishaps. But once this juice is at the level that it wants to and coming to the States, it's about ready to come to the States now. I want to have him back on. But I salute Uchenna Hackett, Dr. Uchenna Hackett. The brother is brilliant, brilliant in every sense of the word. All righty. Wow, this is nice. This is very, very nice. I'm very, very honored with this. And thanks, Uchenna. You're the best. Okay, so let's see. All right, let me see. Thanks for all these anniversary things. I really appreciate this. Um, oh, this person says to Jazz Percy, she finished a book, Knocking from the Inside, a couple of weeks ago, and I loved it. I did too. In fact, I bought the hard copy and the soft cover copy. That's how much I loved it too. All right. So here we go. Let's see who we got. We're going to do some more birthdays. We did Tiffany, bless her soul. Now we're going to do Jamia Davis. Now, let me tell you about Jamia Davis. Whoever's dealing with her, she's no joke. I'm telling you right up front, guys. If you're dealing with this sister, you got to come with your game tight. Not that she's tough to deal with. She's a fire sign with a fire number. That tells me right there, the sister don't play. And then her birthday's coming up soon too. So she is in a 5 personal year, which means she's at a pivotal point. She's at the halfway point in her 9-year journey. And this, anytime you're in a 5, it means the year of opportunities, the year to look for opportunities, the year of communications and import and export. It's a literary thing, which means this is when people start writing books. They want to express themselves. It's a PR cycle too. So you should promote yourself or your talents, gifts, skills, abilities, as I often say. But this is the time to be out there. So with this being a fire sign with a fire number, it tells me Jamia don't play, and that means she's passionate. And I noticed in my experiences, see, one of the things when you do something a long time, you begin to notice patterns. And I notice women that are born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th, like Jamia, normally tend to attract men in uniforms at some course in their life. Policemen, military, construction, machinists, fire, security, or they themselves will go into careers where they wear uniforms or handle tools, machines, or instruments, stuff like that. But I know this, with nines, they don't play. I always tell a person that if you don't want the truth, don't talk to a number 9 person or number 1 person, and her numbers are the 9, 1, and 4. So she's a truth taker. So if you and it's not mean. It's interesting. We now that you're honest, people think you're mean, but she's going to tell it the way she sees it. So this way, guys, if you're dealing with this sister, straighten up, man up, and deal. It's not that she's tough. It's just that she's honest. So if, let's say, she's attractive and all this stuff, and you just looking at the material side, the physical side of her, and think you're going to play her, you're going to get your feelings hurt. That's all I can say. But her lucky numbers are the 9, 1, and 4. And her best days are always on a Tuesday first, followed by a Sunday. And in a minor way, she can take advantage of Wednesday or Thursday, since these are air and fire days. I would tell her maybe pick Thursday, since that's a fire day. Anyway, all right. So now we got that. Let's see. We got Monica Savage. I believe we read her. Yes, we did. A 3 personal year, and she turned 39 because I explained. Okay. All righty. So let me go down the other side of this and deal with Cecile Wooden. All right. Now, she is totally different from the one I just read, who is a fire sign with a fire number. Now, where the other person I just read was born July 27th, she's born July 29th, a totally different energy. Astrologically, they're both fire signs, go-getters. They try to make something of themselves. But however, her fire sign is tempered with sensitivity because she's born on the 29th. 2 plus 9 is 11, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Now, 2 is ruled by the element of water, okay? So that means she brings not only fire to the equation by her zodiac sign, but sensitivity. A good person to illustrate that was Marvin Gaye, who was an Aries born on April the 2nd. Fire in his passions, get the sisters wild up, but at the same time, very suavito, things of that nature. And so this would be the case with Cecile. So therefore, she's a very gentle spirit, but don't play her, because if the fire kicks in, you're going to have your feelings hurt too. And so this year, she is in a 7 personal year. She will be at the end of this month in a cycle whereby it is about reflective and soul searching. I have a debate I'm going to get all my colleagues on, because I think it's one thing about reading the personal year. They say it's another thing. And you, the audience, are going to be the testers to find out which one of us is correct. I've been doing this so long, nobody's ever said, well, that. But anyway, the point is you're in a 7 personal year, and that means this is a year for you to sit tight. Not only that, but one of your key numbers is a 7. Your key numbers are the 2, 7, 1, and 4. So you're the first one I read today that have 4 numbers. About 90% of the people, 95% of the people only have 3 numbers. You, my dear, have 4 numbers, okay? And so those are your numbers, which means your best days are always on a Monday, followed by a Sunday. It's not Sunday, Monday. It's Monday, then Sunday, to do your things for interviews and things of that nature that you have to do. But it is about not chasing after things, since you're in a 7th cycle, which governs the law of attraction. So visually what you're thinking. It's interesting. Reverend Eichenbottom, or Reverend Ike, very popular evangelist here in New York City, where he had his church on 175th Street in Broadway back in the day. If you look at some of the reels that are present and the way they snip it, the way he talks, God is in you. Energy is in you. The way he breaks it down. And so either I've gotten older and understand better, but what I'm saying is that is the kind of cycle that you're in. You're in a 7 cycle. So soul search, question, but use and operate the law of attraction by claiming I am wealthy. I am this. But if you're saying, I am broke, the law of attraction will make sure for certain you will be broke at the end of the year. And why do that? So anyway, those are your key numbers. All right, let's do Tristal. Tristal Sapphire, she's born March the 29th. So she is a fire sign with a water number 2. That's interesting. I'm not, you know how you pick these things. But anyway, you would be very similar. Instead of your numbers, Tristal being like Cecile, which is the 2, 7, 1, and 4, your numbers are the 2, 7, and 6. Now, for those of you who downloaded my mobile app, a Star 8 app, you'll see that this is the time. You'll see that your numbers are totally different. So it tells me you're a peacemaker, loving, caring, sharing, romantic, artistic, a love of dance, theater, design, preparations for food or preference for food. I notice though, when I see a 2 person in a fire sign, they like things that are hot and spicy and peppery, like hot sauce and garlic and all that other stuff. And then they pay a little price later on with a upset stomach, because the 2 rules the stomach. In fact, if you look at a 2, how the 2 is written on a page, it's almost shaped like the intestines of the stomach. So therefore, you need to watch your diet and not things too spicy. But you happen to be in a 3 personal year, which is a fun year, a year to grow, a year to blossom, a year to see the fruits of your labors. And this is very important. And again, your numbers are the 2, 7, and 6. And your best days are always on a Monday, like today, and a Friday coming up at the end of the week. Thank you. Thank you very much. So let me go back and let me see. Let me see. And again, I thank all of you very, very much, all of your input that made all of this possible. Let me go back. Whoa, got a lot of, let me see. Okay. I think I did this. Okay. I'm going to go to Glean. Okay. She is born on August the 30th. Now, she's a different cut too. She is an earth sign. She knows she's a Virgo, but she's an earth sign with a fire number, which means, yes, she's practical. And yet, on the other side, looking at her numbers, she's passionate about doing the things that she feels in her best interest. Not only that, but the compound number 30, which is taken from Jazz's book. I know I've been talking about Jazz Aphrodite. You're just, must be her day or something, okay? But if you look at her book, Numbers Decoded, Cards Unfolded, she takes and talks about the different numbers. See, once you get past 9, like 10, 11, 12, they have their own symbolic meaning. Well, if you pick up a copy of her book, I don't think she's got too many left, but so don't fool around. Pick up what is ever left. She describes all of the numbers, and 30, the compound number, denotes mental superiority, which means, young lady, you are a big thinker. So if you notice when you were a little girl, coming up as a young girl, teenager, and as a woman, they always went with your idea. Yeah, Glean said, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go with what Glean says, because you are big thinkers, and 3s are big doers. And don't forget, you're not just a 3, but you're 3 to the 10th power, which is why they refer to it as mental superiority. And it tells me, interestingly enough, my dear, when you were young, you attracted much older persons. And as you got older, darn if they didn't become younger, which is right now. And I know you're probably saying, what's going on? But you need to give me a call, or give Jackie a call, or give uh, uh, Vander Smith a call, Brother Rebels Bay a call. All the people that have graced this show with numerology, they're all experts. They're all good. That's why they're on there. I do not have them on here to embarrass themselves, and they definitely not going to embarrass me, because I'm not having it, because I take what I do very, very seriously. So when they're on, if you can't get to me, get to them, because they are just as good. All righty. So those are your numbers, by the way. Your numbers are the 3, 6, and 5. And you'll find that Thursday, followed by Friday, followed by Wednesday are your best days. So although the calendar says Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, your specific calendar says Thursday's always first, Friday's always second, Wednesday's always third, to set up interviews, take tests, to launch businesses, whatever the case is you need to. All righty. All right. So this person here is Fox, Brother Lloyd. Okay. He's 45. So what is the power of the 9? Well, 9 is global. 9 is universal. 9 is universal. 9 is that kind of number. If you add a number to it, the root number is the same. So if you add 9 to a 5, which is 14, and you add up 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. If you add 9 to 8, 9 plus 8 is 17. But if you add the root number of it, 1 plus 7 is 8. And also if you subtract it 2. So that's why the Chaldeans, which is my app, is primarily when it analyzes the names, the cities, whatever the case is, I'm using primarily the Chaldean system. It's the older of the two. It comes from Chaldea. Pythagoras learned in fact, Pythagoras stayed in Egypt about almost 20 years or plus, 20 years plus before, and he brought it all back. So if you look on what the continent of where Egypt is, it's on the continent of Africa, although they're still trying to make it something it's not. I know what it is. It is the land of Hugh people. That's just that simple. So anyway, and here's what's interesting. You are 45, but it tells me this is the age where you have to be a little careful and cautious. Why? Well, 9 rules accidents and injuries, nicks, cuts, burns, bruises, breaks, arguments, confrontations, fender benders. And because you are number 2, there's something happening with the 29s, okay? Because you're born on the 29th. Well, the direct opposition number to the number 2 is the number 9. Why? 2 is water, 9 is fire. Makes sense? So that's why when I teach students, the first thing I teach is the elements, because once you understand the elements, some go together and some do not. And fire and water, as we know, as a general rule, does not. So that tells me not that you should be in a panic, but it simply means avoid people that want to fuss and fight and argue. Avoid or being careful when you're handling knives or sharp instruments or people around you with guns and stuff of that nature. You know how people joke around and be playing this? No, don't play. That's not the way to do that. But 9 tells me that if that is the case, and in fact, if you happen to be in a 5 personal year, which is good because your sign, one of your key numbers as a Gemini is a 5. So when I added the month, the day you're born to this year, you're in a 5 personal year, which matches one of your numbers. So this is an opportunity for you to travel, to take advantage of all things that are coming your way that can lead to better growth and contact and things of that nature, to travel, to take advantage and diversify your skill sets, to exercise more freedom and flexibility to come and go if you're in a relationship, because it tells me in all honesty, Brother Sinatra, women are your blessing and your curse too. So what that means is you either work around a lot of women, or majority of the people that have you've been under their supervision have been women at some point. So it's not to say you can't. And like Michael Jackson, who was born on the 29th, says he's a lover, not a fighter. It's not that you're a player or a lover too. But for some reason, there are women who, if they can't have you, no one can have you. I don't understand where that kind of thinking comes from. I'm a guy. So whatever that is, but if you ever have any challenges, it's more than likely. And if you ever have children, you probably got more girls than boys too. All righty. But your lucky numbers are the 2, 7, and 5. And your best days are always on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. All right. So be careful in your 45th birthday. All right. And if you look at it, probably at 36, which is a 9, 27, which is a 9, 18, which is a 9, 9 years old when you were 9. And then if you go to the forward to the future, that would mean 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. All those ages I mentioned in your past and your future all add up to the 9, which are your cautionary years. Hey, all this is in my book, you know. All of it's in my app too. Okay. So anyway, that was fun. Now let me go to Yoli Tour, January the 14th. Different energy. Capricorn with a earth sign with an air number, which means a love of being practical and down to earth and common sense in the things they do. But at the same time, they are also love their freedom. They're born on the 14th of the month. 1 plus 4 is 5. They happen to be in a 4 personal year, which is a challenging time for them because their key numbers are the 5, 6, and 8, and their opposition numbers are the 4 and the 3. So with that being the case, and you're in a 4 personal year, that tells me you went through some drama even more so last year in 2022, although it was important in one way, but drama on another hand. And this year it says, and here's how you deal with it. Simple. First of all, you can't avoid none of these cycles that we all must go through anyway. The key to it is understanding what the cycles represent and therefore you can accommodate yourself. If you know in a cycle year of a 4 it's going to be rainy, you don't come out there without no raincoat or no umbrella or no boots. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. 4 is one of those cycles. I love all of them because I've been through all of them. I understand all of them. If you are open, you will begin to understand all of them and embrace them. In your case, it means this is your year to get your stuff together, to tighten up your act, to set some boundaries for yourself, to weigh needs versus wants. You might want this, but you need to deal with that. The elders used to say, you waste not, want not, lend not, borrow not. Okay. So that what you have, make the most of it, you know. And it also indicates somewhat people from the past. It also indicates an Aquarius will help you, probably by a Leo, in a minor way, a Gemini, or a person whose birthday is on the 1 or a 4. But it's not something you can't get through. But let me tell you this, next year, which starts in September of October of this year, is going to be great. Why did I say that? Well, first of all, 2024, when you add those 4 numbers, add up to 8, which governs Capricorn. That's you. And that's your 3rd position number, because your numbers are the 5, 6, and 8. Not only that, my dear, you will be in a 5 personal year, which matches your birthday. And the year to follow, you'll be in a 6. So if a lot of people be calling you, including Lloyd Strayhorn, okay, around late September, October, you want to know why this brother calling? That's because people should begin to hitch their wagon to your star. That's all I'm saying. And then you're even born in the year of the 8. You're born in 19. Notice the year you ends in double 8, and it adds up to 26, which is an 8. And you're under the sign of Capricorn, and next year is an 8. You cannot tell me you're not going to do well. So if I get a little excited, it's because it's my anniversary. Okay. So all I'm saying to you is, even though you may have to work, even though there might be a little stress, even though you may have little, things are going to change in a matter of months, literally within 3.5 to 4 months. It's going to be a whole different ball game lasting you into the next 2 years, but especially with putting the icing on the cake next year in 2024, the year of the 8, which matches your number. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. All righty, let's go here to it's interesting. August lady 77. I read a lady born on August the 30th. And yes, you are in a 9 personal year. You got that right. And I explained that you are an earth sign with a fire number. And I was explaining that people born on the 30th have this great mind of theirs. And the thing I also like about threes, if challenged that you can't do this and you can't do that, if you look at some of the things you have been challenged about, almost always you rise to the occasion and prove everybody wrong. So if I said to you, August lady 77, man, you're going to be a complete failure this year, I guarantee you, you're going to say, let me show you what I'm going to do, my brother, and come through like a trooper. But if you missed the one I read on the 30th, which was because you're the second one, that means your most important numbers are the 3, 6, and 5. And Thursday and Friday and Wednesdays are your best days. Okay. So now let's go to, now this person is either from another country or born in another country because they put the date first. I noticed in this country, the West, America, we put the month first, the date, and the year. Outside of this country, the Caribbean, other parts of the world, they always list their date first, then their month. Okay, so born on November the 24th or the 24th of November, however I want to say it, you are a Sagittarius 6 person, okay? And it simply means you have this ability to read very well. You have this ability to focus on things, to be a woman of service in some way, shape, or form, Susie B. So that means you either start out as a young girl in the arts, then moved into areas where real estate, banking, law, working for the government, but eventually got into the area of service, teaching, counseling, social work, professional, therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, all those things, teachers or professors. It indicates that. And so since this year is a 6 personal year for you, and you happen to be born on the 24th, which is a 6, I would say this year should prove very helpful. In fact, more than likely, you too have changed your hair. You probably made a commitment to lose a pound or 2 or get serious and really lose some weight. or you've done something like taking a course or seminar or retreat or workshop or something of that nature. So those have been some of the things you probably have done. Your key numbers are the 6, 3, and 9, and your best days are always on a Friday first, a Thursday second, and a Tuesday. So if you're wondering why the calendar is set Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, but your calendar says Friday, Thursday, and Tuesday, that's because of how your numbers work. This is why if you go play the 6, 3, and 9 in that order, you'll get the jackpot. You play it in any other arrangement. I think in numbers there's a 6 combination to play these 3 numbers. You won't get the grand prize. But if you play it 6, 3, and 9, and you get that bad boy straight for $1, that's $500. And if you play 0639 for $1, you get $5 grand. So your choice is yours. Okay. So anyway, those are your numbers. Thanks, Susie B. I ain't trying to start no stuff. I'm saying, but because it's very interesting. People have told me when I brought up their numbers in interviews and stuff like this, their numbers come out. Now that don't mean all y'all got to go run out and play your digits. Okay. I'm out of Harlem, so in Harlem they play digits. In fact, one of the numbers game started in Harlem with a guy named Casper Holstein. Yes, he was from the Caribbean, a brother from the Caribbean with a ethnic name, born on December the 7th, and he died in on April the 7th of 1944, I do believe. And in fact, there's a Casper Holstein building right here in Harlem. But anyway, I did a whole piece on him in a book called Forever Harlem. You should pick up that book. It's a collector's item too. Anyway, all right, let's see what we're going to do here. Okay, this is Lotus Love. I like the name. Okay. Lotus Love is a earth sign, a water sign with an earth number. Now, these are elements that are nurturing. What do I mean? Well, simple. Anytime you want to plant something, you put it in soil. All the fruits, our vegetations, trees, everything starts in the earth, but the seeds have to be planted. But once they're planted, there's a key component that has to be added, which means they have to be watered. Okay. So by watering, therefore, this is why I say when I see an earth water combination, they are nurturers in that way. And you would do well nurturing in business. You would do well counseling people in business, giving classes, giving seminars in business. You'll find that the older you get, the more your life will become easier, especially between your 33rd and 35th birthday. You'll find that things will start turning itself around. And although biologically you're young in that sense, spiritually you're old. And old, not in a bad way, which they look at geriatrics and all that stuff. I'm talking about old in a sense that you got wisdom way beyond your age. You know, your parents will leave you with your grandmother, and you say something. They say, "Who you talking to? Your grandmother?" or something like that. You have this way of picking up things, and you would do well in business. And you're very intense, very loyal. But eights are often thought of as being cold or detached when they're just the opposite: warm, loyal, faithful, dependable. And since 8 is God's number, because in the chapter of Revelation in the New Testament, Christ's number is 888. You're born on the 17th. 1 plus 7 is 8. This is why I explain why you look to the heavens for divine justice. And this will also explain why you might have thought you was going to marry this person if you married, but you wind up marrying that person, which was not part of the plans. Or you thought you might have done this. That is the nature of an 8. Now, when I look at the personal cycle you're in, which is you're in a 4 personal year, which is oppositional to the number 8, which means you too going to have to take it easy this particular cycle. By that, don't overextend yourself. 4, stay within boundaries. Have a structure, have a kind of an order to the way you do things, kind of have a blueprint rather than doing things in a helter-skelter fashion. That really won't work this year for you. And with you being an 8, you like to have a plan of action anyway. So that's how I'm seeing this. Wow, I'm gonna go a little longer. So I thank everybody for this. Okay, and now my moderator for Monday, Jazz, and my moderator for Wednesday, Empress, they don't play. When she says she needs 5 more likes, y'all better give the sister 5 more likes. Because if not, I gotta hear it. And I don't want to hear it. Not today. This is anniversary. So help a brother out and get those likes up They're only 15. It ain't like there's 115, 215 where you got to start really pressing some buttons up in there. You can't tell me with all these many people in the room today that y'all can't get likes up. All righty. And so anyway, 15 more. That's what she says, 15 more. That's nothing. That's nothing, folks. Okay. So anyway, let's go to Sotra. I think I'm pronouncing it right, or Carrie. They're born 10/10 in the year 2002. They are 20 years old, and they happen to be in a 9 personal year. So in the reverse, well, first of all, her key numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. All right. So the opposition numbers technically are the 6 and the 8 in a minor way too. But this year says you must exercise a degree of patience because 9 can be impulsive. 9s can be argumentative. So the personal year you're in with the age you are now don't match up at all. So if you encounter some conflict, that means to try to take it easy. And because 2, the age you're in is about persuasion and being kind of like, I don't want to say seductive because it sounds wrong and there's a better way of doing it, but being smooth. It's like when my girls want something, they so nice to me. Be nice to people this year, okay? Although you're in a 9 year where you're not having nothing, you want to maybe tell somebody where they need to go. But I would think at this point, you should do it as diplomatically as possible to save you some wear and tear. But you are strong-willed. And it's interesting. I noticed that people born in your month tend to be out on their own between their 19th and 22nd birthday, whether it's going to school. So you just turned 20. You'll be 21 this year. So if you've been out on your own over the last year, 18 months, that does not surprise me. And definitely by your 22nd, whether you're in school, college, whatever the case is like that. But it means you're very headstrong. And you also got to watch your eyes too. Because number 1 rule, the eyes, the heart, circulation, things of that nature. Okay. So again, your numbers are the 1, 4, 9, and Sundays and Tuesdays are your best days. So here we have Samantha born on the 30th of June, which she's water and fire, which means she is the person who is intuitive, yet passionate about what she does. This is the birthday of Mike Tyson and Lena Horne and several other people of note born on this day. But at the same time, you happen to be in a 7 personal year. So that normally bubbly type of energy that normally 3s exude when they're out and about will be lessened and be more restrained, more reflective, more soul searching, looking for things that go beyond the surface of things. So again, because you are in a 7 year, again, the rule is don't chase, but magnetize and attract it to you. All righty. And that would be the best thing. All right. Let me go back a bit. Okay. Now, this person here, Key 75, she said her numbers was the 3, 5, and 6. No, actually, it's the 5, 6, and 3. See, what happens is you put it in chronological order, but if you look at your birthday, you're born on the 23rd, which is a 5. That's why that's the first number that comes out my mouth. Okay. Then I look at the second number you're born, which is under the sign of Pisces, which governs the 3. But since 5s and 3s sometimes conflict, I put in the 6 in between there because 6 gets along very, very well with the 3. 6 gets along very, very well with the 5. So therefore, the order. So if you went to the lottery store and played your number that way, you ain't gonna get the grand prize. But if you went and played 5, 6, and 3, you get the $500 if you put a dollar on it. If you put a 0 in front of 5, 6, and 3, then you get $5,000. So it all depends. But plan it that way. But you are correct. The numbers are just out of order for you. This is why I developed my app that I'm going to explain just as I get off. So you know, because thanks to the team of people that helped me put all this together and I call it PowerPoint. It's not PowerPoint. It's I'll think of it in a moment. It's on the tip of my tongue. But you know what I'm saying? Well, had to work out the formula. And in fact, I have Jazz to thank for that too, to help, because that was the most important part of the app, which is how to determine your lucky numbers and determine your stress numbers. And for her, I told you, if I be saying Jackie and why I'm saying that, that's because she has been that important and that effective in getting me to this point. Okay. And I give credit where credit is due. That's how my parents raised me. So all of y'all should do it. It don't cost nothing. Ain't no sweat for me to give the lady her props, to give King Simon the prop, give Jackie Barrios and Chenna and Jazz Santilla their props. It costs nothing. Nothing. I'm not sweating and nothing is taken from me. Um, and yet it is about goodwill. Everybody needs to get their own props. So that's it. So that means that your best days are always on a Wednesday first, a Friday, and a Thursday. So that's interesting. I'm getting these 3, 6, 9, or 3, 5, 3, and 6. But those are your numbers. So how did I do it? That came from your birthday. If you had the Star 8 app, it automatically does everything for you. Tells you your personal year, your personal month, your personal week. The calendar's all laid out so you can pick and choose your days that are more favorable for you to carry out your plans. All of that is in my app. Thanks to Chenna, who says, man, you need to have an app. I said, no, I don't. He said, you should try to do it. So anyway, I did. And brother, I am so glad I listened to this, brother. Okay. That's how this app came about, because of you, Chenna, because of him. Okay. Anyway, this is Jamie Table of Truth, January the 12th. Okay. They are an earth sign with a fire number, meaning very much into keeping it real, being grounded, keeping their feet on the ground, using a lot of common sense, but bringing to the table that passion, that drive, that energy, that determination. And in fact, I often explain that in a job situation, people think that threes are dictatorial, but their rules are simple. In your case, Jamie, I know. In other words, you do your job, I do my job. But if I got to do my job and your job, we got some problems up in this piece. So that's how they roll. So if you're around a three person and they looking at you because you ain't handling your business, you expect them to handle their business, you will get your feelings hurt. They don't roll like that as a rule. Threes are normally very ambitious, but you're in a 2 personal year this year. And so that means you got to be a little patient. But if you look at next year, you'll be in a 3 personal year, which matches your date of birth. So this year you're in the germination phase, just being patient. But next year is when things begin to blossom. But actually don't have to wait until 2024, which is the year for Capricorns anyway, which is your sign. Because the shift for everybody always begins in the fall of late September into October. I always call the late shift of late September into October the preview month. It gives you a snapshot of what you are about to enter. It's like going to a movie and seeing the trailers to say, I want to see this, I don't want to see this. And so looking at your trailer, you're in for a wonderful, wonderful treat. I'd love to be the fly on the wall when you all over the place and things are moving your way. So anyway, God bless you. Your numbers again are the 3, 8, and 6, and your best days are Thursday, Saturday, and Friday in that order. Not Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Alrighty. Okay, so let me see who we got here. Now I hope y'all got those likes up, because I'm gonna have to hear it. And I don't want to hear it today because this is my anniversary, okay? 2 years. So y'all, Jazz says you only needed 15 likes. I should think y'all down to 2, okay? So I'm going to stand about 10 minutes later, give you all a chance to play catch up. All right, thank you. Now, here is an interesting birthday. Why do I say that? See, here's the thing. Already, I instantly look at the sign. I instantly look at the numbers, but I also look at the pattern. Notice all those 2s. She's born on a 12th month, has a 2. She's born on a 22, which are 2 2s. And she's born in the year of 1992. So she has a total of 4 2s. So I don't care what her thing is. That tells me I know she's very picky and fussy about her eating habits, her dietary laws. If you think the first impression is taking her to McDonald's, it would be the last time she let you take her anywhere. Trust me. You need to take her somewhere where there's some ambiance and atmosphere and great food. And 2s like to dance and they love music. They love rhythm. And it also tells me, although she's a Capricorn master number 22 person, it tells me she's sensitive, very, very sensitive, more than people know. It tells me she likes to collect things. She's got too many 2s not to have a desire to collect things. Or I'll put it another way. If she don't like to collect things, she'll find it hard to throw things away. So that choice is strictly up to her. If she has children, for example, though she's kind of young, but if she has children, for example, more than likely, you know how when the first tooth falls out the baby's mouth and stuff, she probably got that somewhere in the sock drawer where she can, because all these twos tells me she's very sentimental. And I would appeal to that part of her birthday. And, so like, yes, she might want all things like most people would or women would do. But at the same time, just the thought is what counts. So I would tell you, who's ever dating her, one thing is guaranteed: she's not high maintenance. Very appreciative, the little things, but all of us would like the best that we can get our hands on. But in this case, though, she's in a 5 personal year. So she's at the midway point in her 9-year cycle, which means she is about the business of making changes. Okay. I'm going to go for about another 4 or 5 minutes, and then that's going to be it. I'm going to do Kelly Dragon. Fire sign with a fire number. Prosperity. Well, actually, you're in a 1 personal year. How did I do it? I took 3 or the 12th month, added to your month, added to the year, it factored out to a 1. Now, there will be some people that say you're still in a 9 personal year until you get there to December. I'm going to stick with what I know right now and say you're in a 1 year, which means this is the time for you to break new ground. This is the time to lay the cornerstone to some things that will set the stage for the next 9 years to come. This is the year to plant your seeds of what you want, not what your lady wants or your mother wants or the kids want. It's about what you want for you, Kelly Dragon. Just that simple. It is about taking charge of your life and doing what is in your best interest. Normally in a 1 cycle year, this is when people get raises, promotions, strike out on their own, step out on faith, doing things in that nature. You will find it in the course of life. If my colleagues are right and you're in a 9 personal year, you will attract Aries and Scorpio. But if I'm right and you're in a 1 personal year, that means you will attract Leos and Aquarians to you. And in a minor way, Aries in 3rd position, not 1st position. But anyway, you can always tell. So this year says, take charge, do what you have to do. And don't forget, what you plant this year will last you for the next 9 years. So pick and choose your friends and associates in your environments with extreme care. And you do that. And again, by the way, your numbers are the 9, 3, and 6 in that order, not 3, 6, 9. You can go play 3, 6, 9, but you ain't gonna get the total money. But if you play 9, then 3, then 6, you get the grand prize. Okay. All right. Anyway, thank you very much. I got to be honest too. 9's got to be very careful. They're more injury prone than accident prone. So I'll say that for what it's worth. But prosperity is yours because it leads the stage for new opportunities and new directions. Okay. Let's see. All right. After this, I'm going to do 2 more, and then that's it. All righty. So this is Erica. Do a reading for her sister, Natasha. Well, your sister is an air sign with an earth number. That's what she is. Your sister is in a 3 personal year, which is somewhat antagonistic to the birthday because her key numbers are the 8, 6, and 5. And she'll find that the 4 and the 3 are her opposing numbers if she had the app on her phone, my Star 8 app. But what it means is your sister's very serious-minded, a little misunderstood, but to know her is to love her. But she's very loyal and dedicated and dependable. And when her mind is made up, she doesn't budge. She also have a sense of destiny about herself. She looks to the heavens for divine justice because she feels down here on this plane, people just don't get it. And to a degree, she might be right. But as she's gotten older, have life gotten better for her, I would say, for the most part. Her key numbers are the 8, 6, and 5. And our best days are always on a Saturday, a Friday, and a Wednesday, working backwards. Not Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, but Saturday's first, Friday's second, Wednesday's third. And what do I mean? Best days for interviews, best days to take tests. In her case, Saturday, Friday, Wednesday. Every single one of you have a day. The beauty about the creator is he has left none of you out, or she has left none of you out, all depending on which attitude you want to take. But the source, the creator, the most high, has left no one out. If you are born on some month, day, and year, you have a number, you have a season, you have days, you have months, you have years, you have ages, all these things. No one is left out. That's the beauty about the Most High. He did not discriminate. It's just, again, what we do with what we got. And I'll say that until the cows come home. Anyway, let's see. Okay. And do Leona Cox. I'm going to just do one more. This is a fire sign with an air number. Now, these are elements that are very complementary to each other. This is Queen of Fool's birthday, Fidel Castro's birthday, um, Alfred Hitchcock's birthday, the guy that always wrote those strange stories and whatnot. But anyway, over and above that, Rex Humbar's birthday is on this day too. But nonetheless, that tells me, Leonica, that you like to be different. And I would say that you've been the kind of person that is hard to get to know you initially. I would say that more than likely you don't have a lot of friends. And when I say that, not because of you, but the nature of fours like to be their own best company, like sevens. Sevens and fours have that in common. They're not known to be the crowd pleasers. There are exceptions to it, like Pete Diddy, who's a 4 of November, and he's always around. But even then, there's a private side to him too that nobody knows. Okay, that's how it is. So since you are a fire sign with an air number, it means that you're very much in sync with all of your opportunities. This particular year, you're in a one personal year, which governs your sign of Leo. So this is your year to take charge. This is a year to do things on your terms, to plant the seeds of what you want for the next 9 years. So select your people with care. Select your environment with care, because if you don't, they will be in the picture directly and indirectly for the next 9 years. So if you got a knucklehead that's been a pain, there's been a problem, you cut that back, or you cut them back, or you want to live in a better environment. Even if you can't do it now, you focus on what you need to do. Okay. So anyway, your lucky numbers again are the eight, excuse me, the 4, the 1, and the 5. Those are your lucky numbers, 4, 1, and 5. Thank you. I'm going to take one more. Giorgio, how you doing, my brother? He's born on February the 9th. He is, now it's so interesting that I should end with an air sign and a fire number. The lady Leona Cox I read was a fire sign with an air number. Well, this brother, Gregorio, is a air sign with a fire number. 9 men normally think they're the greatest thing since ice cream, Gregorio. Okay. So if you feel good about yourself, like this guy Lloyd, he don't know me. What's that about? I understand. I don't take it personal. 9 men normally, as a rule, like to be the master of their fate, the captain of their ship. They're very determined in controlling their own destiny. Again, I always say, if you don't want to hear the truth, you don't talk to a number 9 person and a number 1. Twos and other numbers will kind of smooth it over. Well, you could have did better. And so 9s don't play that. And in fact, your key numbers are the 9, 4, and 1. So you got 2 leadership numbers. So I know you're very honest. You're refreshingly honest. But nowadays, being honest is almost interpreted as being mean, which is, hey, go figure. But nonetheless, though, your key numbers are the 9, 1, and 4. In fact, you're in a 9 personal year. So since your personal year is matching your birth number, that means if you feel fired up, passionate, driven, determined to succeed, this is it. Now, one of the challenges about 9s is impatience. So that means try not to do anything on impulse and stuff of that nature. And I always explain to 9, whether you're a man or a woman, 9 governs alcohol. When introduced to the Native Americans in this country, the indigenous people of this nation, they described when it was given to them as firewater because it burns the insides. So any of you who start drinking, especially hard liquor, the first thing you feel until you get used to it, because the body will work with you. You cough on a cigarette, you keep smoking, you become addicted. Well, what happens is 9s, I always explain to 9s, they should not become too friendly with alcohol. They should always keep it within boundaries, okay? Because see, 9s are fighters. 9s can have a quick temper, and alcohol will only exacerbate it if they don't understand this. And so if you do, fine. You may not. From your appearance, you may abstain from alcohol altogether, looking at the appearance. But I'm just saying, looking at the appearance. But for all nines, please be careful of not becoming too friendly with or keep alcohol consumption in moderation. Because what you don't want to do is do something, you snap out of it and have a lot of regrets because you should have took a moment to take your time. All right. But your numbers are the 914 and you're in a 9 personal year. So this is a good year for you, my friend. And God bless you too. You take good care. So everybody, I want to thank you very, very much for this. This has been fun. And so before I go, let me, people be saying, well, Lloyd, you gotta, okay, this is my site right here. All right. I'm an astronumerologist. I'm an author. The books are behind me. My site is Lloyd-Strayhorn.com that was created by Jackie Barrios, and Jazz Santilla. Okay. And you go to star8.com to sign up. Go for my free monthly newsletter. July is out. And the online courses are on my site that you register for the discount on the course. And by the way, today is the last day. Today is the last day of it. It's only 1 day sale. So let me go through all this again. First, I want to again thank this lady that led me to being here in front of you. Without this sister, y'all wouldn't even know me. Thank you. God bless you, Jackie Barrios. And to Jazz Santilla also, between her and Jackie Barrios, they're the ones that designed my format. They designed this format here was designed by them. The newsletters was all designed by these two beautiful ladies. So again, credit where it's due. Jackie Barrios, Jazz Santilla, of course, King Simon that really let me allow by giving me the platform in which to express this. And when you hear the beginning music and the ending music, you can thank this beautiful lady, Nikki Monty. All righty. And I would be remiss if I did not say thank you to all of these tremendous guests that have been on my show that made it possible. So it's not just Lloyd Strayhorn, it's Lloyd Strayhorn and Company. That's really the deal. Okay. And so again, I'll say this. Today is the last day. My course is on sale. Please take advantage of it. That's it. Now, last week was about $11. Okay. You could have got it dirt cheap. Now you got to spend a little bit more money, but that's what you get for waiting. But if you take the course, you will learn. And notice all of them are either bestsellers or highest rated. So we must be doing something right. Okay. So anyway, and this is the new design that has come out with Jackie Barrios and Jazz Santilla as a concept. Meet a star 8 and master yourself. That is what it's about. As you see, she's holding the app in her hand, and it is available both on Android and Apple. By the way, for all of you who have the Star 8 app, with the Star 8 app, I would all go to update it. Go to the icon on the far right, log out, log back in, and you see now appears on the front Lloyd's daily forecast that I actually do on Instagram and LinkedIn. Now you can see it every morning at 7 o'clock. It kicks in. All righty. And by the way, can you please do me a favor? Can you please, now, this is the only time I try not to ask for anything, but I would like for you to assist me in this. For those subscribers to the Google or Apple or Star 8, please can you go there and leave a review? I noticed they've got some reviews that were like there were bugs and whatnot. But believe it or not, when they wrote those, that was when the app was in the beta testing, when you got to work out all the bugs. So it seems a lot of those have been put up there. Now, there's been some good reviews, but from what I've been getting personally, there are a whole lot. But if you can share them on Google, share them on Apple, I would not like to think all that's deliberate on their parts. But nonetheless, so just to be on the safe side, if you own the app, please go there and give your review. And just go to the icon on the far right, log out, log in. And when you go there, logging in, just go to your Android or your Apple and give your review for what it is, okay? And this is it for the Android users. This is it for the Apple users, and give your review. Also, believe it or not, my book, audiobook Numbers in You, was actually started and recorded in the home of Jackie Barrios. So I love these Jackies. Okay, they be working it. All right, and so my newsletter, my podcast is um, from Kimberly Williams. I gotta thank her very much. I can't leave her out. Please sign up for my free monthly newsletter for July. We're a little past the halfway mark, and also for those of you, you can find me on Twitter. Go to Twitter and type in Numbers in You. That was also established by Miss Kimberly Williams. God bless her. So I have a lot of helping assistance. So when people see me, it's the people that you don't see that makes me look good. Trust me. So I thank all of them from the bottom of my heart. And I got to sign off with my good buddy, King Simon. And I must close by saying that this edition has been brought to you by the Circle of Sisters. Okay. The Sisters of the Traveling Spread, I should say, excuse me. Please go to stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com and log on, register. I mean, August 17th is right around the corner. In fact, it's a month from today, in fact. So please take advantage of it. Those in the area, sign up, come there. We look forward to seeing you and everything like that. All right. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday myself, too. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you for helping me celebrate 2 years of this. I didn't think it would be this long. I swear, I was minding my business until I'm gonna tell you, till this lady here, okay, Jackie, it's all your fault. But I love it. And I thanked her very much this morning too. And I let her be known that today's show would be dedicated to her, because without her, this would have never happened. So thank you, everybody. You'll all have a blessed day. Y'all take good care of yourselves. And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday.